We got a message inside our free school group from a guy who's struggling to believe he's worthy of dating beautiful women. This guy told us he has a lot of childhood trauma, and going out and doing his approaches is helping him deal with that. But he's still not in a place where he feels he deserves to go on dates with these hot women he's approaching. I actually dealt with this query in one of our free group coaching calls that we run as part of this free school group. So let's jump into that clip right now. I think that this is the reason why, like, the original PUA community was formed. It was formed by guys who were like nerds and bullied in school, right? And they created basically this formula, um, supposedly, that you could just follow, and that even if you're a nerd who couldn't get girls in school, if you follow like this formula, then women, it's going to spark attraction within women. And yeah, guess what? Like, the main type of people that this early form of like the PUA community attracted was nerds, right? People would like give themselves like PUA nicknames, and all of this PUA code that they were talking to nerds, right? This was like in the early 2000s. Um, but we basically, mostly the community has evolved. We're talking a lot more about natural game and just how to naturally display the attractive qualities of an attractive man, right? But like back in the day, the mystery method and these sorts of David D'Angelo's stuff, and like it was effective for the guys that applied it, right? So it is like this whole formula. It gave guys hope that, oh, if I could just follow these steps, ABC, one, two, three, or whatever it was, that I can actually attract women. And despite the fact that I don't feel like I deserve them, right? It was actually marketed as a way like, oh, you can like trick women into bed with you, right? Which isn't obviously the ideal thing that guys are looking for, but a lot of guys were, attracted to that idea, and they followed these guys' formulas, and that they saw success. And a lot of these guys became like the next wave of dating coaches, right? And like the idea is that if you just follow what works, right, and you make women feel a certain way about you, then they are going to want to be around you more. And then you can obviously use like the PUA techniques to escalate from like meeting a woman to going on a date, or taking her home on the first night. And there are ways that you can learn to do this. You can learn to show the attractive behaviors of a man, and then you can learn to make women want to be around you, and want to follow you to the next step of the seduction in a way that makes her feel like excited to be around you, calm to be around you, feel safe in your presence, all of these things. And these are as far as like the practical steps, how to get from this to this to this to this, to go on a date, to sleep together, to be in a relationship. These are the things that we teach in our free school group as well. So definitely take a look in the content in there, in the classroom, the step-by-step guide to game that's going to teach you all of like the practical steps that you can take for to get more women into your life. You didn't mention in your post how successful you've actually been as far as like going on dates, getting girlfriends, things like that. You just say that you don't feel like you deserve uh, women. And one thing I will say is, if that you're not like fully bought in to the ideas that I just shared with you, like that you can actually like attract women into your life just by doing the right things, right? Then if you're not fully bought into that, then it is gonna show in your behaviors and your body language, and you in your voice, that you're not confident in what you're doing. And that's when it doesn't work. That's when you become a guy who does like 100 opens a month and but gets no friend numbers, because his posture is off, his voice tonality, the women don't hear it, that it's easy to brush them off, right? So I don't know if you're in that sort of you didn't mention in your post what sort of situation that you are in, and what you need to do to work on that. But a lot of guys, the transformation that takes place is that they learn the basic steps of what it takes to attract a woman, get her on a date, to take her home, right? Um, they do that successfully, and then because they believe, okay, I do have game, right? So their natural confidence and their natural belief in themselves, like, well, I attracted this girl and this girl and this girl, so maybe I do deserve beautiful women. And for a lot of guys, it's a slow process, especially if you do have like a lot of deep-rooted trauma. But that is like the process that we have helped like a lot of guys get through as well. With that said, you can also go through like non-gamey, like traditional self-esteem building exercises, and I have a video on that which I will share with you, and we'll put a ticket if we put this up on YouTube as well. And also just be aware of just like how like the average guy really is not offering much at all. Like it's often said like, oh, it's only the top 20% of guys that are attracting like the top 80% of women. But actually to get into the top 20% of guys really isn't that hard at all. Like the amount of guys that actually go to the gym in the United States, I think it's less it's less than 20% of guys, right? The amount of guys who actually give a damn about self-improvement and trying to better themselves to become more charismatic. Again, it's got to be so minuscule, right? The amount of guys that can actually be effective in like approaching a woman in a way that makes her excited to talk to him and be safe in in his presence is ridiculously low, right? As far as like being able to actually be fun and charismatic and confident and not creepy on a date, it's ridiculously low. So if you're just learning the basic things that we teach in this school group and in our other content, and you are like pulling it off with some sort of like effectiveness, you're right there in the top 20% of guys that she would want to date, right? One of like the biggest lessons that I learned from all of this like content that's out there in like the community, right, is that the one thing that women are attracted to most is how you make them feel, right? So if you could just learn how to make women feel excited in your presence, safe in your presence, have fun around you, then you're already half of the way there. And I can only tell you based on my experience and the people that I've coached, that is so much more important. Like the emotions that you make her feel is so much more important than like the logical qualities, like being tall, being handsome, being wearing and driving a nice car, right? These all make her feel sort of emotions as well, but you can make up for that just by being a fun guy who's awesome to be around, lives a great life that she wants to be a part of, right? And that's basically what we teach guys how to do on this YouTube channel, in our school group, and in all our other content. So it would be great to hear like how far you've actually come along in this like journey of learning how to be attractive to women. Um, and if you are actually attracting women, why, if you still don't believe you deserve them, then perhaps that would need like some like deeper work with like a therapist or someone like that. But if you're still like not into the part where you're actually learning game and you're actually getting phone numbers and going on dates and all that thing, then try to I guess learn more, go out more, um, you know, take in the content that we've got in the school group, actually apply it, then, come back to like a coach, whether it's in the free school group or it's in our paid masterclass group, which we currently have a 7-day trial for, by the way. Yeah, and get feedback on where you're going wrong so that you can improve and do it better in the future, right? Give yourself 2, 3, 4 months of really taking that seriously, and you should be able to land loads of dates and even get to the part where you believe that you're a great guy and women like to be around you and you deserve to be around beautiful women as well.
I hope you guys enjoyed that clip and you found it useful if you're also struggling to feel worthy of dating beautiful women. If you want to ask one of the Game Global coaches a question, the best place to do that is inside our free school group. You're going to find a link for that in the pinned comment and in the description. In our free school group, you can also discover our infield footage so you can see exactly how the Game Global coaches go about approaching and dating beautiful women. You're also going to find instructions for how you can join one of our group coaching calls. It's all in there. Check the link in the pinned comment and the description. Other than that, my name's Joe. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll speak to you real soon.